What is that moment like for you? Because 99.99999%, we all knew that there's no question Kurt Busch is going into the Hall of Fame. We all know that there's no question that he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Thank you. I was
Yeah,
nervous.
right. There's that little part of you.
Yeah, there was no guarantee. Like the Hall of Fame asked me to show up, and I said, "Well, how many drivers in the past have showed up?" And they said, "Well, a handful." You know, like Jimmy Johnson was not going to go in, so
Yeah.
he was there with Chad Canales, and they both went in together. I mean, those guys are legend. And when I got the invite, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna invite my parents, some close friends. We're gonna go have a night out on the town, win, lose, or draw.
Yep, that's what you told me.
We're still gonna go to a
Yeah.
steakhouse and just have a nice dinner. And and it was like the Oscars.
Yeah.
There's the envelope that's sealed,
Uh-huh.
and commish, Steve Phelps, he comes up on stage and he doesn't know who he's going to open up. And to see Ray Hendrick, Mr. Modified, I was like,
Uh-huh.
absolutely, that's the guy I voted for. I
Uh-huh.
was on the fan vote.
Yeah.
And then to hear Harry Gant and Biffle's there next to me.
And they waited for you to last too.
And I'm like, man, Biffle, I thought Biffle was going to go in next, and which he's very deserving. Biffle is a Truck Series champion. He is an Xfinity
That's right.
champion. He was going to win the championship in '05, which would have been the year after me and the year after Kenseth with a Ford. Biffle's told me some stories in the underground on how hard it was to get through his playoff run with NASCAR just on top of his car and that
Huh.
16 car not passing
A lot of
technical.
inspection, huh?
Yeah, and I look back on it and I go, "You're right. He could have been the first
Yeah.
champion in all 3.
Yep.
It hasn't been done.
Nope.
I don't know if it'll ever be done."
Austin Dillon is kind of the one that I know he had tried to do that as well, right? He won a truck and Xfinity, right?
Yep.
I feel
Yeah,
like,
he
yeah.
has that. My brother's an Xfinity champion
Yep.
and a Cup champion. Will he go back and try trucks? He might.
Yeah. Oh,
So
maybe
I'm
I'll
sitting
do
there
that.
next to Biffle. I'm like, "Oh, man, that was a bit awkward." And I had like the nervous moment of just stay focused, stay poised, and if your name's not announced, take it, and hopefully it'll be next year. And then it was the announcement, and I was just my mom was next to me, and my dad was right next to her, and it's just that whole moment of that first ever race.
That's what you thought about.
That's what I thought about. The first ever race when I raced against my dad, uh, building the car from scratch and doing it as a family, and just all the effort was a family effort with a shoestring budget. And here we are, Hall of Fame.
This emotion that I'm seeing from you right now is I positioned myself, like, I had already known that you were like, we were obviously prepared, so we kind of got an idea of who was gonna be announced, and so I wanted to make sure that I watched the emotion of the people when they like, I had my eyes zeroed in on you, and this is exactly what I saw, and it was sort of like this you just kind of, like, looked straight ahead, even though you had your family with you, and that's interesting that that's what you were thinking about.
Welcome to the show.